Just turn it on. You want to heat that. Let's start up just a little bit. There you go. All right, y'all, welcome back to Philly D's Garage. So today I got the Infinity G35 in the garage. So I got to change the rear left side wheel bearing. So lately it's just been getting real loud. It's getting louder and louder as the days go by. So I got the back jacked up, and I could turn this and show y'all the noise that it's making. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but there's no play side to side or up and down. It's just the bearing internally is just bad. So I replaced the right side front bearing a while back, and that actually had play in it, and it was making a loud noise. But let me jack the front up real quick and show you the difference of a good sounding wheel bearing opposed to a bad sounding wheel bearing. All right, so I got the front jacked up now. We could just go to the side that I replaced a while back. And as you can see, you spin this wheel, there's no play in it. I mean, no play or sound. So you don't hear anything. So this is the wheel bearing that I changed a while back. Still good. And if we go back to this one, I'll let you hear this one again. You can actually hear it grinding. So when I'm driving, the noise gets much louder. So the bearing I'm going to use is from TRQ. So the front bearing, when I did it last time, I had to press it off. This time I'm gonna do the back, and I got the whole complete bearing with the hub. So if you do just get the bearing itself, which is this half right here, you will need a kit like this. This is an Astro 78-825. You will need a kit like this. So I was going to press it out again like I did the front, but I was like, nah, I'll just get the whole kit. I mean, get the whole assembly and save me some time or whatever. So, but this is the kit if you have to press it out yourself. Here's the jam nut right there, and all your different plates, cups to press whatever you got to press out. So this kit will allow you to press the bearing on. So if you don't have a kit like that, you need to press. But if you don't have neither one, then you want to buy the complete assembly like this, and all you got to do is take the 4 bolts out from the back and knock it out. So part number for this, if you want to order, knocked over my Snap-on pad. There you go. If you want this particular brand, part number is BHA 64032, and it's by TRQ. They make good stuff, and they real quick at delivering stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this wheel off first, and if you got a wheel lock, just make sure you take off all your lug nuts first, and then take the wheel lock off last, because it'll relieve the stress on your security lock. So let's pull this wheel off real quick. All right, y'all, so once you get the wheel off, which are 19 millimeters, all right, I used the Milwaukee. Grab you a 19 millimeter, loosen up these caliper bolts. I already did. So for the top bolt, I had used my ratchet and a shallow socket, but then at the bottom, this trailing arm is in the way, so you want to use a wrench. So I used 19 millimeter wrench, long one because it's going to be pretty tight, so use a long one so you got some leverage. All right, so we're going to screw these off. Now once you break these loose, they'd be pretty easy to spin out. So All you gotta do is just break them loose. Spin them right out. So on the back of this car, there's no struts. All right, it's just shocks. So when you go to take this caliper off, there's really nowhere to hang it up in there. So you just lay it in here like that, because you don't really want to have this caliper just hanging by the caliper hose. So once you get your caliper off, now we got to get this rotor off, and depending on how bad that bearing was, I don't know, this rotor might come off easy, it might come off pretty hard. So we're gonna use this hammer right here, same hammer. So man, what do they call these? Dead blows. It's a dead blow, so I had to use this to get the wool off because it was kind of tough to get off. So Benzo, this is a dead blow. By hitting the rotor like this, it's not going to hurt it. Now if you had a metal hammer, you could damage your rotor, especially if you plan on reusing it. You don't want to use a metal hammer, so use something like this, a dead blow. Just hit both sides. You know what? I gotta take this axle nut off, and I gotta probably get some PB blaster. Hold on. All right, so I went and grabbed some PB blaster. What you want to do is spray the studs in there. Spray with some penetrating oil. It's been a while since I had these wool off, and then spray your axle nut anyway, because we got to take that off in a second. So let's let that sit for a few minutes. All right, y'all, so I'll let that PB blaster sit for a little bit. So we sprayed the lug nuts, got some of that penetrating oil up in here, and I sprayed the axle. So let's see if we can pop this rotor off now. There we go. I kind of just went kind of ham on that just now. All right, so we can set this rotor somewhere over there. All right, so we got the rotor off. You can spray up in here, some brake clean, clean it up a little bit, but it's kind of nasty in here, y'all. Good thing I don't even use a parking brake, but so what we could do next is take this pin off here. Just got to peel it back, take it off, and then we can get this axle. Let's get this axle nut off. All right, y'all. So we're gonna need some needle noses. Grab something like this. Get that pin out. Cotter pin is what I'm calling it, and we need axle nuts, axle sockets. All right, so this set is a 12-point set. I got my 6-point set at work. I don't know, that's just what I use at work. But you can use a 12-point, won't hurt. I believe it's 32 millimeter. All right. What you want to do is take your needle noses and peel this pin back. All right, let me get that off real quick. All right, so we got the cotter pin out. I know I couldn't get that word out earlier, but it's a cotter pin. Got a whole box of these. I might use a new one. I don't know. So now we can take this nut off. So I got the socket on a Milwaukee. This 12-point fits perfect, so don't worry about it stripping or nothing like that. Oh, that's what I didn't want to happen. All right, put that up there. Ugh. There you go. So we got the nut off. All right. That Milwaukee is a beast. So now we should be able to push this axle back a little bit. As y'all can see, that axle is moving surprisingly. I didn't think it would move. I thought I would have to knock it in a little bit, but I got a feeling that this bearing is going to come out pretty easy also, because when I did the front one, that came out pretty easy. So and I'll leave the link for that video in the description if y'all want to check out that video where I used that bearing kit. So now we got this thing moving back. I should be able to get to these back bolts. See it? I think it should be 4 bolts on each side. So let's grab what we need for that. All right, y'all. So once you get your 17 millimeter to get these back nuts off, to get in there, you want to make sure your axles push back as far as you can get it back. Now it's going to keep wanting to slide forward, so I'm just using my pry bar to keep it back, or you can get back here like this and hold the axle back like that, so you can get in there with your socket. So I went to get something like this, but because this socket has this collar on it, it's not going to fit past the axle. So you're going to need something like this with a setup like this. You want to get a universal joint like this, so you can put your socket on one end of it, and then you get your extension to put on the other end. And with this setup, it's much easier to slide in there. It gives you a little bit more room. You can get in there and get those bolts off. So I done got these two already loose. These two are already basically out. Now they're coming out. So now I got to this side, and these bolts are a little bit stubborn. They're more stubborn than this left side. So what you might want to do is get you some heat, and you can see the stud from here right in there. Y'all see the stud right there? So you get your torch. If you got a small torch like this, that's perfect because it'll fit in there easier. Just turn it on. You want to heat that stud up just a little bit. All right, so you want to get it nice and hot. I already tried to take this bolt out and I couldn't get it out. So now we got it heated up. Let's see if we can pop it out. Put a little bit more heat on that. Let's see if we can get this out now. There you go. All right, so for some reason, this side is a little bit more harder than the other side. All right, so once you break it loose, it's gonna spin out just like this. All right, so let's get the bottom bolt out. All right, y'all, so we got all 4 of these bearing bolts out. Now, if you need to take the axle out for any odd reason because you can't get back there to get the bolts, you can take off the other side of this axle, which is over there. I don't know if y'all can see that back there. So I think it's 5 or 6 14 millimeter bolts. So you just take those bolts off, you could drop that axle out and push it from out of here, and your axle come right out. Then you get more room to get these bolts out, but I didn't want to do all that. So in the meantime, I sprayed some PB Blaster up in here to assist getting this thing out. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get out, but About to find out. So I'm using the same hammer. Let's see if I can knock this out. Oh, I gotta put that back. Don't worry about it. Now, you could use a puller to pull this out. I do have a puller right over there actually. I'm just gonna knock it out. If it don't come out, then maybe we get the puller. Let's get a different hammer. Hold on. Might need a metal hammer for this. Like I said, that front bearing just fell out, so I kind of thought this would fall out. Look at that. It's coming right out. Look at that. I kind of figured it would do that. I don't know. It's like sometimes the worst sounding bearings, or the bearings with the most play, sometimes come out the easiest, and you would think it would be the hardest to get out because you think it's so worn, and you know, but I don't know, sometimes it just fall out. So let me see if I can wiggle this out real quick. All right, y'all, so I just got my small little prop bar. I wiggled the parking brake around a little bit, and this bearing will slide right out. I see where it's caught at too. It's right behind us. Try to get this out with one hand. It's trying to come out. Ugh, there you go. All right, so y'all see the rust around that, all the way around. So yeah, I mean, it still came out easier than I thought it would. I thought it was gonna give me a hard time. So what we're gonna do is you might want to clean up your axle and clean up all this stuff. I mean, if you want to change the parking brake, you can. I'm not changing this parking brake. I'm not changing that stuff. You can clean up in here, get all this stuff out, make sure it's lubed up a little bit, so when you go to take it off the next time, it ain't so hard. But yeah, this is it. So again, if you guys are pressing yours off, you would have to use a bearing separator to get in here to separate this bearing from this hub. And when you go to put this hub back on to this bearing, you're going to need like a kit that I showed you, so you can press this bearing back into this hub. Also, if you're diagnosing the noise like I had, make sure it's not your backing plate too that's hitting up against your rotor or something, because sometimes these could get bent out of shape and they can hit up against your rotor, so when your wheel is spinning, it sounds like it's something else, but sometimes it could just be this backing plate. So what they call it, a dust cover, backing plate, whatever you want to call it, or as y'all can see, the rust to build up. You know, all this touching your rotor can make noise. So you might want to adjust that first before you condemn it being your wheel bearing, and make sure your lug nuts is tight too, because that can also cause noise. So yeah, so let me clean this up a little bit, and I'm gonna throw this bearing back on the same way we took it off, and we're gonna go from there. All right, y'all, so I just wanted y'all to hear a good bearing and a bad bearing. So this is the good one right here. It's the new one. See me spinning it? You don't hear nothing at all. Then you get the old bearing. Y'all hear that? So driving down the highway, this thing is way louder. I got a clip I can share with y'all. But yeah, this is what, that's a bad bearing right there. You don't hear nothing. So you'll hear it a lot more when you're driving. I'm doing about 60 right now, so hopefully y'all can hear that. But it's real loud. It's like it's a loud pitch, loud humming noise. Doing 70 now, might be able to hear it. But if you can hear that, that's what a bad wheel bearing sounds like. All right, y'all, so put the wheel back on, spinning it. You hear nothing. So only thing you may hear is the noise from the brake pads, but that's it. So this is what you want your wheel bearing to sound like. So everything is good, everything is tight. So if I helped you in this video, hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll check you on the next one. All right, y'all, a little bit of bonus footage. So quick update on the wheel bearing. As y'all can see, I'm doing 65, almost 70 miles an hour, and I don't hear no wheel bearing noise at all. It's pretty quiet. So before, you can hear the wheel bearing, you know, all through the cabin. It was pretty loud, but yeah, this car's around 180,000 miles, almost 200,000 miles. So when you get up into mileage in that range, your car might start having some issues. So just be aware of that. But yeah, the bearing is good. So check you on the next one.